Hello and welcome to you all my friends and neighbors that are out there. Today we're going to be doing some boiled peanuts. But before I do that, I want to show you a couple of things that I have created. And for those of you who are wondering if I ever finished my saw, yes, I did. It was hanging up and I took it down long enough for me to show you what I did. And once I get it back up, here we go. Here is the front, for those of you who don't remember. There's the front of my saw. And here is the back. How cool is that? I think it turned out great. That was one thing that I did. Then, people who know me know that I get into bending silverware. And go to find out you cannot bend a knife. It doesn't even melt because it just falls apart. So this is what I came up with for one design. And I have no idea what I'm going to hang it from yet. But this is one design that I came up with. And then this is another. And believe me, it takes a long time to bend and twist and turn. And then I decided I would try something. Years ago, I bought little teacups and tea plates. And the noise you hear is my husband is cutting the grass. And it's too warm to have the door shut. It's almost in the 80s here, and we're about to get rain today, but anyhow, let's move on. I made this, and as you can see, it has a little angel on top. Isn't it cute? I stick it in my window by my sink. It's all glued together, and I came up with this. So that's that. Now, to get to the boiled peanuts. And I'm doing fine, by the way. Hello. These are regular raw peanuts that you buy in a grocery store. We bought them at Kroger's last night. And I'm going to rinse them to get all the debris or whatever out of the peanuts, and I'll be back. Okay, once you rinse off your peanuts, and here they are, then you can put them into the pot. And all the stragglers, obviously you don't want that. Raw peanuts are just the peanuts that hasn't been through the process of getting the salt and going through whatever process. See, I missed one with the vine still attached to it. And that's what you don't want. You don't want these little twigs left on there. That's what the raw peanuts are. Excuse me. Okay, here I have 8 cups of water, and we're going to add the 8 cups of water to the peanuts. And it's still not enough water, but I'll add more. And here, my seasoning is going to be minced garlic from the jar. I'm going to add water to this. Just filling up my jar. Toss amongst yourself. And I'm going to give this a shimmy shake. Just shaking it up, trying to loosen all the garlic that's on the side of the jar. Come on. And we're going to add this to the peanuts because you want the peanuts covered. Well, that didn't work as well, but most of it went in. So I'll have to get a spoon. And I'm thinking that I'll probably make more of these videos of flying by the seat of my pants. Like I said before, I'm sort of a fly by the seat of my pants type of gal anyways, when it comes to cooking. And I'm trying to get, and the screaming is, we have a park that is literally about a minute, not even a minute, a couple seconds away from my house. And they have birthday parties down there all the time. Obviously I didn't get all of the garlic out, but I got most of what was left. We're going to add just a little bit more water to the pot here. And I'll be back. Okay, I now have 6 more cups of water. I'm thinking coffee because I had coffee earlier. And that should do it. Because once they boil down, the water will go down. Now, in here, I have, and the numbers are worn off, and I think this is a 1/4 of a cup. I have 2 different kinds of Creole seasoning. This one is a little bit more spicier than this one. This one is good, but it's not as hot as this one. Once I get the label, there we go. So, we have about a 1/4 a cup of seasoning. And it has a little, the other one has a little sugar to it. And we're just going to put that in here with the garlic, and whoo-wee, I can smell the garlic. I might add some more. Okay, here's a shell that floated to the top. You don't want that. I might add some more as the time goes by of the Creole seasoning. Now I'm going to turn my my stove onto medium high to start. Once it comes to a good boil, I'm not going to add any salt at this time because the Creole seasoning comes with salt in it. So I'm going to let it come to a boil, and then I will taste the seasoning, because right now the seasoning is just sitting there. It's not doing anything but just sitting there. So I will taste the seasoning, see if I need to add anything else. Make sure you have a lid if you're going to make boiled peanuts. And I will be back. Okay, it's starting to come to a boil. And I tasted it just a few minutes ago, and woo! There's some spice to that. But it's lacking a little bit of salt, and I want a little bit more of the garlic taste. So I have a fresh jar of minced garlic here, and I'm going to add at least 2 tablespoons of garlic and a little bit of the garlic juice. Oops, dripping on the floor, dripping on the floor. And I'm going to give that a stir. Because like I said, it's just now starting to come to a good boil, but when I tasted it, ooh, honey chow. It's got some spice to it. So these are going to be some semi-spicy peanuts. Why boiled peanuts, you ask? I love boiled peanuts. When I used to live in Florida, they would have boiled peanut stands along the highway and whatever, and at least once a week I would stop and pick up a bag of boiled peanuts. And I lived down in Florida for 5 years, and I tell you what, I miss the boiled peanuts. And yes, now I turned on my ceiling fan because I know it's gonna get hotter than Dickens, and we don't have our air on yet. We choose not to turn it on until it gets into the 90s, which by next month. So we're gonna give this a little taste. It's just water with some garlic. Okay, it's starting to die down a little bit. But we are, you know how I said I didn't think I was going to add any, making sure I got the right lid here, any salt to it, but I think it needs just a little bit. And this is what salt I'm going to use, all natural sea salt. It's got a little flavor of salt to it. Then I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons or so of salt. And I know it looks like a lot, but it's not. And that's all the salt that I'm going to do. We're going to mix that up. And that takes about anywhere from an hour and a half to about 3 hours. So we're going to mix this all in there. The garlic, the Creole seasoning. Now, my husband is a spicy fanatic, and he would say, oh no, there's not enough spice in it. No, there's enough spice. There's plenty of spice to go around. Give it one more taste. As I drip it down the front of myself. It's good. We will put the lid on it and let it do its thing. And we'll come back in about an hour and a half and see where we are. The directions that I read online and in a cookbook that I found here in town say that the raw peanuts take longer than the green peanuts, which to me is a little weird because you would think that the green peanuts would take longer because they just came out of the ground and that's why they're still green. The raw peanuts, they've been out of the ground, they have had time to dry, and well, you would think that it wouldn't take that long. Excuse me, but it does. We're gonna put our garlic back in the fridge, and we'll see you in about an hour to an hour and a half. Oh, real quick, one thing I forgot to tell you is when it comes to a real hard boil, turn them down to the simmer and just let them cook. And I'm thinking this will probably take about 3 hours. It all depends. I'm using an electric stove, so you never know. Everything can be different. All right.